Hello, everybody. We are live and we are, hi, everybody's here. So glad we had such a great turnout for today. So, my name is Heather and I am with She Rise Studios, and I'm here with some amazing ladies that have brought an amazing book to the forefront. So, Becoming an Unstoppable Woman in Faith. Sharing their faith stories and their journeys and their walk. Thank you, ladies, for being willing to be part of this book and this project. We're so excited to read the book. I'm going to kick it off with Nicole Curtis. As everybody goes, I want you to share, your name, where you're from, and a little bit about your chapter. Don't give too much away because we want them to get the book and join in. And then we'll go back around and ask some questions. So, Nicole, why don't you start the ladies off?
Well, hello, everybody. I'm Nicole Curtis. I'm the Crazy Chicken Lady. I'm part of the She Rises Studios leadership team, director of the SRS magazine division. And this book project has been a dream come true for me, as well as Hannah Olivas, the CEO and co-founder of She Rises Studios. First and foremost, I want to say thank you, ladies, that are on this screen, as well as the other authors in this book, for being part of it, of wanting to express not only how faith has, what it has done to them as women and in their life, but then also having faith within yourself, and what does that look like, and how do you cultivate that, and how do you grow in that and build in that. And so first and foremost, I want to say, ladies, you're awesome. Thank you so much for being here. For all of you that are watching this or are going to catch the replay, I'm a speaker. I'm an 11-time international best-selling author. I'm a crazy chicken lady, as I said, because I love chickens. I'm infatuated with chickens, and I love all things chicken. But beside that, my chapter is called Faith-Fueled Resilience, Embrace, Endure, and Empower. In my chapter, I'm not going to give it away like Heather said, but a little bit about is how faith has played a role in my life continuously, and how that has helped build me into being the woman I am, but also how important it is for me and for you, I believe, in cultivating faith within yourself, and the value that that brings, and the importance that it brings to you as a woman, as a community leader in business and work and all the things. So that's me in a nutshell. And I'm going to actually pass it to Renee. Good morning, Renee.
Hey, Nicole. Hey, Heather. Thank y'all. I'm Renee Osier. I'm in Texas. I'm in East Texas in the Piney Woods. I'm originally from Dallas. I have loved being a part of this. Faith for me has literally been my whole life. I have been my first career when I was all of a sudden found myself as a single mom with 6 kiddos to raise.
Wow.
I became a Catholic school teacher and then a principal. So I ran campuses for many years, and faith was for me a way of life. Not only in my private life, of course, as a worshiper and a disciple and a follower of Jesus, but it was in my career life, forever, running a parochial school and a campus that was completely embracing, surrounded by, and empowered by faith. So faith for me, this was the key. When I heard about this book, I was so excited because faith for me has literally paved the road on my journey. And so my chapter is called Just Keep Stepping Up. And I guess without giving too much away, my whole life has, since my husband left back in the year 2000, has been about loss and change and continual transformation, survival, and ultimately learning how to thrive again. And so for me, the power of persistence, the power of faith has upheld me all of those years. And the Just Keep Stepping Up, it's a beautiful story. And I don't know if any of you have heard it, but it's been told many times before, the story of the donkey in the well. And that donkey gets buried alive in a well. And instead of giving in, instead of deciding to die, instead of succumbing to challenge and oppression, that farmer that buries the donkey in the well throws shovels of dirt on top of him. And instead of being buried by the dirt, he decides to mound it up and keep stepping up. And so that is the basis for how I've learned how to live my life with Jesus and in faith, is using all of the negative circumstances, obstacles, and challenges and use them and mound them up and just keep stepping up into my best self, my 2.0 version. So,
All right. Well, thank you for that. And who would you like to pick to go next, Renee?
okay, how about Jessica?
Hello, thank you. So my name is Jessica Gabriel, and most people know me as Gorgeous. Thank you, Renee, for choosing me. I love your story. And I actually want to start off by saying congratulations to everyone, because I'm not sure what this journey was like for you all, but this was just a chapter for me, but it took all of me, and really leaning on God for this one, partnering with God through the Holy Spirit to get through this. Because for me, it was a labor of love. But if I'm being honest, I shared a lot, and this was really a great opportunity for me to share my testimony. And so congratulations to all of you, because this is very special to me, very special to me. And I just want to say congratulations, because we all did it together. And so, again, my name is Jessica, and the name of my business is the Divine Woman Institute. And so this chapter for me was called Created Divine by Design. And as I mentioned, it was my testimony. So it was really just me discovering my divine identity in Jesus Christ. Because I learned recently through just healing and this whole journey that, I faced everything from insecurity to depression, anxiety, and, drug addiction, abuse. And I thank God I don't look like what I've been through. But, at 37, I woke up, and after everything in my life, I just realized that I was spiritually dead, just no purpose, and just really defining myself by all of my situations, all of my circumstances. I believed, the addiction was speaking to me. I believed the lies that were told to me by addiction, depression, anxiety, even an abusive relationship, unfortunately. And it wasn't until I faced suicide that I found myself on my knees crying out to God. And true enough, just like it says in the Bible, all of those who cry out to God will be saved. And it was the day I thought I was going to take my life that I found myself at the end of my rope, and I cried out to God, and I experienced the most profound spiritual awakening. And I had an encounter with God that completely changed who I am. It completely began to transform who I am. And I couldn't stop getting enough of reading the Bible, hearing the word. And as I began to declare those words, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm the head and not the tail. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. As I began to profess those words and declare those words over my life, the word of God truly came alive inside of me. And as we know, it's like a two-edged sword. And so it started going to war with all those lies inside of me. And I began to cast it down. And I truly believe this is the beginning of the new creation, because if you guys had seen me a year ago, you'd be completely shocked and surprised. And so for me, this chapter is sharing my testimony. And it also, through my pain, my purpose was birthed. And now I'm really just excited to share all of my spiritual gifts in the form of helping other women that face some of the obstacles I overcame through Jesus Christ, and help them discover their true divine identity and God-given purpose. And so I'm excited about that. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Can you pick another person?
Sure. I pick Linda.
Thanks, Jessica. I have to tell you, Jessica and I have connected through this process, and it's been so cool for us to check in with each other and how are you doing and what's going on. And we only actually realized recently we have so much in common in our stories. I, I would love to say I'm excited to be here, but I've got to tell you, I'm a little anxious being here because of what I wrote about my chapter. It's very personal. It's a very personal story, and I really have not told anyone that story. Thanks, Nicole. But I have a mom who, I lost a dad to Alzheimer's. I have a mom who has Alzheimer's, and I came to realize that if we don't tell our stories, no one's going to know them in time. There might come a time where we can't. My mom can't remember her past. She can't remember where she's been and what she's been through. And much like Jessica, there came a point in my life where I looked back over the terrain that I had traveled, which has been quite rough and rocky in places. And I realized, oh my God, I have been so protected and so provided for on levels that I could not have anticipated and didn't see until you can look back at the road that you've traveled and you're like, whoa. So if I am still here, I am still here because I have a purpose, right? And so faith was the only little light in the darkness that got me through some of that stuff because, like Jessica, there were some days where I was like, what the heck? Why the hell am I still here? When I'm 41 and I find myself divorced, not ever expecting to be divorced and single mom of 2 kids, going, damn, I've got a lot of baggage over my shoulder. Who in the heck is going to want to take me on? And then God literally brings in my husband on the job site where I work, because it's like, I'm not doing any of this. And so I think it's so important to tell our stories because I know that there are ladies that are out there that are dealing with some of the similar things that we're dealing with, and they haven't yet actually grasped onto that handle of faith and said, okay, you know what? I'm here for a reason. What is it? Let me just keep walking one foot in front of the other, one step at a time until it's revealed to me. And so part of why I became a mindset coach is because I realized that I put too little value on myself. And when I got to that point where I realized I made a lot of choices in my life based on some of the things that I wrote in my chapter called Whispers of the Soul, because we don't often listen to the whispers of our soul. And if we don't, it's either something catastrophic happens to help grow us forward and propel us forward, right? And when we do, same thing. We get to that next step forward. We just kind of bypass the pain, the big pain, right? And so if we don't actually start to realize we are here and we are backed by such a superpower that we are unstoppable. We are absolutely unstoppable because we have that faith and we have God giving us wind under our wings and carrying us forward. So I'm happy to be here with all of you ladies. It's been quite a fun time. And I get to pick who's next. Ginny.
Wow. Hello, girls. And I am so honored to be here, part of you. This was really a hard story to tell, trust and obey, because it brought back a lot of those memories of it's about when my husband has to go through not only one liver transplant, but 2 liver transplants within 2 weeks. And so, but it was part of the process of me having to learn to actually trust God, because as a farm wife and a farm mom, and now as a farm grandma, I am a control freak. And so having to give God up, having to give God that control to say, okay, God, you're in charge and just tell me what I need to do. And just to have that total submission, that is one of the things that was one of the hardest lessons in my life that I had to learn. And it's also a lesson that I'm still learning. Because I think it goes through every aspect of your life, with your health, with your finances. And so I think you'll enjoy my chapter, because a lot of people have been wanting me to share the story of what I went through as the spouse of a liver transplant patient, and especially going through that during the season of our farm was still in a full, we had crops in the fields, we had cows to milk, and just to be able to take some leadership over that and say, okay, this is what needs to get done. And so I think you'll enjoy my chapter. And I know I couldn't have got through it without being part of the Kingdom Alliance mentorship community that I'm part of. And so, if people need some more mentorship on that, please join me in that community too. So that's it. And I'd like to pick Stacy.
Hi, everyone. I just knew you were going to pick me. So, those of you that are on here that know who I am Stacey Dory. I am a part of the She Rises Studios family. I've been with them for been a year now. So this is my third project with you guys. And I am just thrilled to be a part of the second anthology because I've already done the Unstoppable Woman series. And it's just been an amazing journey. And those of you that are new here, like, get ready. You are definitely with a great team of women that are very supportive, encouraging. And when I tell you, they are like family. So just wanted to put that out there and say that I love you guys and I love being a part of this. And so I am an ordained prophet. I do a lot of ministry to women. I do have a live stream called Goddess Talk with Stacey Dory, which I am now putting it onto Phoenix TV, which is She Rises Studios Network. Super excited about that. I got my graphics back from you guys and I love it. But yeah, so let's get back to the book. So I am so excited about having my chapter in this book. And just like Miss Jessica on your story, we definitely have similarities in our chapter. I do talk about my struggles with some of the things that occurred in my life, as far as like being SA'd and just having to deal with the after effect of that and the heartbreak and the pain and, just feeling like worthless and feeling like your life doesn't matter because something happened to you that was out of your control. And just being in that moment and being very vulnerable and not really leaning on my faith, but in a moment of pain where I felt like everything was hitting me all at once and that I did not want to continue. And just seeing how God showed up and literally in that moment presented himself to me and showed himself to me and showed that my life had worth and that I still had a purpose here. And just in that whole moment, it really increased my faith and it really showed me that there's nothing that God's hand will not stop. There's nothing that God won't allow for you to happen that can put you in a better situation than what you were in before. And when I tell you, once I stepped into my power and just owned my life and took my life back and gave it back to God and allowed him to show me the wonderful things that he designed and he created inside of me, that's when everything started to make sense for me. And I utilized my chapter to tell that story and also to give some tools for that. So my chapter is called Necessary Tools for Your Destiny. And in order for you to have tools, you have to have some type of background to what you went through. And this is just my story, and these are my tools that are necessary for you to discover your destiny in life.
Thank you, Stacy, for sharing. Can you pick another amazing woman that hasn't gone yet?
Yes, I'm going to pick Miss Kim.
Hello, thanks. I love your name, by the way. It's my daughter's name and my best friend's. That was a great, so far, everyone. Oh my goodness, so great to be with all of you. My chapter is called Wake Up to Your Inner Compass. And I basically have been on a journey, spiritual journey, my entire life. I was brought up in the Christian faith. And, I have learned a lot. I've done a lot of exploration in many of the different areas. And that's kind of how I wrote my chapter. I kind of incorporated all the learnings that I had and referenced all of those. But it really was about my journey as an entrepreneur. I have been in the industry for over 35 years, owning my own company. But in the last 2.5 years, I've been, going through that journey. So it is powerful. And I probably wrote about 21 different chapters. By the time I'm done, it all is a culmination of everything in one. So I too have a podcast at Sound Bits, and that's really where my chapter comes from. I'm an author. I've written over 15 publications for nonfiction. I have a fiction novel, and then I also have probably about 30 trade journals out in the industry throughout my career. So, so I'm so happy to be here today. I'm so happy that all of you are part of the journey with me, and I've learned so much. And let's see, who has not gone? Hillary?
Thank you, Kim. This is also inspiring to hear. I'm new to this space and so excited to be part of it. I was invited in by a fellow health coach. I'm a success coach. I do have a podcast called Fire Starters, and that's really where I took my chapter. Fire Starters came out of my own journey of feeling, well, I used to call myself halfway Hillary. And just feeling very unworthy and ill-equipped to just really accomplish anything in life until I realized God works through us. And it's designed that way so that he gets the glory. And through my experience as a success coach, I've had the privilege of hearing so many women's stories and realizing how ignited I have become through their faithful obedience. And so that's the drive of the podcast. I share ordinary women who are doing extraordinary things as they obediently follow God's call in their life. And in the chapter, I just go over, there's really 4 components that I found that these hundreds of women all share that make them so igniting to others. And when I thought of becoming an unstoppable woman, really legacy is what I thought of, because all of us, our time on this earth will come to an end. But what we leave behind, we leave in people as we ignite them to do God's work. And so I'm just excited to tell my story and share those components of being a fire starter. I know each of you are 100% fire starters, and I'm so excited to be part of this group with all of you. So thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm not sure. I think Teresa, have you gone?
No, I have not. I guess I'm the last one. That's okay. I'm in Canada. I'm on the West Coast. I'm originally from Quebec, so I may have a bit of an accent, trip on my words. I'm Teresa Savannah Dion. I go often by Savvy as a nickname. I've published 2 books. I'm a spiritual coach. I've been in the industry for years, but I've never really called myself an actual coach. But I found that the way that some of the conversations were coming up amongst friends, or even people that would walk up to me and just start sharing things, that a lot of empowerment was being divulged, like the need to be empowered in our life and in our belief, and particularly through following our faith. So the book was a bit of a challenge for me, the chapter, because I didn't know which angle I was to take it at first. And I thought, well, since I'm into more the spiritual realm, even though I was raised with the Catholic faith, I decided to take the angle of from my mother and her illness up to how faith has worked over my 60 years, and how that has helped me to be soul empowered and to connect with the divine in that sense. So it was quite an experience. I didn't know, I'm not really a story type of writer, so I had to take a personal angle. And I have to say that my ego was trying to get in the way of why are you saying that and why are you talking about that? But I think that when we write, we can have this imposter syndrome. And when we feel empowered, then we can overcome even that minus challenge through changing our beliefs and having faith in what we do and in the creator source as well. So I joined the project because I thought that's going to be a challenge in itself to write about faith. And I wasn't sure which angle some of the other authors were going to take on this one, but I just followed intuitively what I was to put down. And it was a self exploration at the same time, because by putting it on paper like that, it helped me realize how strong faith is in my life and how I've operated on that basis, even though I wasn't always aware of it. So sometimes it was with hindsight that something happens. And, if you go into action and have some kind of faith and trust, then things always turn out the way that they are supposed to be. So it was quite a self-exploration process, and I'm very happy that this is. I look forward to the book and reading the other chapters. Yeah.
Yes, I am looking forward to reading the book as well. I mean, there's such a collection just from listening to all you amazing women speak of just powerful women that have looks like have used their faith to overcome challenges and sharing and being transparent with the reader. It's going to be such a powerful book. So I really appreciate all of you taking your time out of your day to come and join us and share a little bit of your story to create some interest and intrigue into this book. I think it's going to be such a game changer for women to really feel comfortable just stepping into their faith, using their faith, utilizing the tools that are there for them, their God-given tools, and knowing that it's okay to admit that you don't have all the answers. You do need to turn to your faith and rely on those supports that sometimes we feel like, oh, maybe we're not as strong as we are if we don't do that. But it really is what makes us stronger, right? So, thank you again for taking time. We're at almost 30 minutes. So, Nicole, do you have any last minute themes you want to say for this group of ladies? She's really orchestrated so much of this book, bringing a lot of these women in and leading them and guiding them through this whole experience. So, the amazing Nicole Curtis.
Thanks, Heather. No, I just want to say, so the book is releasing next week, Tuesday, September 3. So if you are interested in getting your copy, go ahead and connect with one of these ladies on the screen here, or you can reach out to myself, whatever that looks like. But our mission, our goal with this book is to get it in as many hands as possible, because we know what faith has done for us personally in our families. I think more importantly, though, within ourselves, right? Because you can only work on yourself. And so the whole mission is to get this book in as many hands as possible, because we know what faith has done in us and through us and for us, spiritually and non-spiritually, in regards to walk in faith, but then also how it's helped build that resilience, that empowerment. I absolutely love that was said, because it's so true. And so I'm going to keep rambling. I'm going to stop talking, but thank you, ladies, for saying yes to being part of this book collaboration. Thank you for being vulnerable, for sharing your stories, for stepping out in faith and giving it away. And I'm just going to write and share, and I know and pray and just spread joy and gratitude of that this is going to help change lives. And so thank you for your vulnerability. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this book. The book would not be what it is without you. So again, so many hearts, so much love. I'm going to give you a big virtual hug. So yeah, September 3, the book is coming out. If you want your copy, go ahead and connect with one of the ladies on the screen here. It's going to be uploaded on Amazon. You can get your, it's going to be uploaded digital, so you can get your ebook. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I can't wait till I read all your ladies' chapters. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Have a clocking great day.
Thank you again, ladies. Everybody, next Tuesday, get your copy.
Woo,
All right.
woo.
Have a great rest of your week,
Bye,
ladies.
everybody.